Welcome to Safety and Compliance Chats with Copper Penny Consulting, your quick, no nonsense guide to keeping your dental practice safe, secure, and scandal free. I'm Amy Wood, your HIPAA and cybersecurity guru, joined by Deanna Otts-Whitfield, infection control and OSHA queen who loves dirty things. Let's get compliant and have some fun doing it. So, today we're diving into remote work compliance. Yes, your team can't just set up shop anywhere with patient data.
And I'm Deanna, and today we're going to be talking about bloodborne pathogen safety. Sharps and spills really are no joke.
Really, clean it up. Don't be gross. Now, if your team is working from home, using VPNs, encrypted devices, and clear policies, they're an absolute must. But I will say there's a difference between using a VPN and using a remote access program. There's a difference between having a home computer that's used by the whole family versus having a company issued and secured computer. There's a huge decision tree on which route you go, and they both have pros and cons. Now, I don't want you to let protected health information roam free on unsecured networks and unsecured Wi-Fi.
That's some really good advice, Amy. So at the office, you want to make sure that your sharps containers are accessible and never overfilled. And by accessible, I mean that they should be in your treatment rooms, your surgery ops, not just your sterilization. I once saw a needle sticking out like a porcupine out of the top of a sharps container, and it's hazardous and it's really scary. There's children that run around the office. There's, patients that are in and out everywhere, and you just never know where someone's going to end up, what drawer they're opening, what cabinet they're opening, where they're going to wander around. We've got to keep our offices really locked up and safe.
Accidents happen all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with remote workers, those people should avoid emailing protected health information over unencrypted channels or using personal devices without security. The other thing to remember with vendors that are remote workers is they also need to be compliant with HIPAA, and they also need to have cyber insurance. And with your team members, they should be abiding by your protocols as if they were in the office. So, two different things to consider there.
Speaking of having protocols in the office, Amy, it's really important to have your written exposure control plan, and that's mandated by OSHA's Bloodborne Pathogen standard. This should be available to employees in the practice, but it should also explain how you're handling those sharps containers, what's going to happen if you do have a needle stick injury or if a patient becomes injured, and what process you've got to go through. Training's always a big deal. If your staff members don't even know that you have that written exposure control plan and they're not being trained on your office policies, that's when accidents happen.
I have a question for you. With needle sticks, should offices prepare for a location that team members can go to? Because I was at an emergency room a while ago, and I'm very accident prone. So that's not an uncommon thing for me. And I saw this guy sitting there for 5 hours in the ER waiting to do whatever their protocol was for an on-the-job needle stick. And so I'm wondering, would it be more effective for offices to have a place that these people could go that isn't just the overcrowded emergency room?
Absolutely. And you know what, to be honest, Amy, that these emergency departments, these hospitals, they're not set up to do occupational exposure testing. They may not have all those on hand. It's not seen as quite an emergency, like if someone came in with a broken arm or whatever the case may be. There's a million emergencies. But I would really advise offices to look for a health clinic. Sometimes, if you're in a smaller rural community, your public health department can provide that information for you, or an urgent care. Now, your local, I call them doc in the box, or a local urgent care facility, those are the ones that you need to go to or set up a referral system with for those occupational exposures. They have those tests on hand where they can provide that information for you. So if you need help finding a local urgent care in your community or setting up your exposure control plan, You know where to find us, Copper Penny Consulting. I'm Deanna, and I can find that information for you if you don't want to look for it or don't know where to look for it.
Awesome. I'm glad I asked.
Me too, actually.
All right, it's joke time.
Mm, mm.
Why don't hackers like coffee shops?
Coffee shops? Mm,
Right?
mm,
Because they don't want to share their Wi-Fi with you.
mm, mm. You mean it's not good to take your work computer to Starbucks and start using their open Wi-Fi? What?
No, you're in a regulated environment. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Stop doing dumb things.
All right, all right. I got one. I got one. I got one. Why did the bloodborne pathogen go to therapy?
Why?
Because it couldn't handle the exposure.
It's so cheesy. It's so awesome.
That is so true. All
I
right.
love it.
Oh my gosh. All right, everyone. That's it for safety compliance chats today. Remember, compliance is a team sport. Include everyone on your team. And Amy and me, we're here on your bench all the time. So subscribe, rate us, send us your questions, email us. Until next time, keep it safe and keep it smart. Smiles.
Thank you for joining us. For more information, please go to www.copperpennyconsulting.com. Bye.